Good afternoon, dear educators. A very warm welcome back for part 2 of the webinar that you all attended on Wednesday. We hope you were able to go through the website provided and are getting clued on to this program called Google's Be Internet Awesome. We have with us Ms. 𝗕𝗲 𝗜𝗲𝗁, whose name is not new in the world of education. From hosting webinars for CBSE during the pandemic to having spent decades as the thought leader in technology integration and strategy, she is actively involved in empowering teachers. Over to you, 𝗕𝗲 ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, and it's always a pleasure to be with you here on this forum. It just goes out to show one thing, that you are absolutely dedicated towards children and their security when they are online. This is a program called Be Internet Awesome, which has been designed by Google and brought to you by CBSE and Mahattattva. We are absolutely into the program since July. We have been working with a lot of schools in the physical space as well, going into schools and empowering teachers for this program. And we are happy that you are here with us online in a synchronous mode, wherein you are with us for implementing of this program so efficiently in your schools. So today, what we are going to do is we are going to look at the program per se, which is available on this website, which we shared with you. Now, this website is again will be shared with you by Manu, who is manning the YouTube channel for us, and she will be putting in the link so you can go on to the resources page. And if you are working on a desktop or on a laptop, it will be really nice if you can open up this from here. So there is a link here for the official website for Be Internet Awesome, and then there is a link for the curriculum page. So if you click on that, you will come on to this. So this is the the entire curriculum of 139 pages, which we are going to see today. So I am going to wait for a few seconds for you to get on to here, and while I do that, I will wait on looking at the program and where it is in the site that we have shared with you. So Manu has shared in the chat box. If you can look at the YouTube channel, in that you will be able to see the link that she has shared. And this link, you have to come on to resources. And the second link here says access the complete curriculum. And this is where it is. So 2-3 seconds for you to come on to this. And I am going to share my screen so that you can see what's going on my screen as well. So this is the website that I was talking to you about, which Manu would have shared with you right now. And this is the link where we have to get onto the resources, and the second link here. So you get onto this and you will be able to access this. Just make it slightly bigger. So you see the entire curriculum that we talk about, the entire booklet that we talk about is available to you. It's free of cost, and it is something which is very, very powerful. Now, I have been in this space of technology integration for more than 20 years now. And this is something that is really comprehensive. And I can assure you that if you go through these 139 pages, you will be able to execute a program as asked by us for this program or engagement that we are doing. But what I would also urge you is, if you can make this into a year-long program, it will be really nice for you and for the students to be able to do these activities as you go on. And it's just a gentle reminder for the children to be on their toes, on their very, very front foot, the best foot forward, wherein they are looking at resources online, but at the same time, they are safe from anything that can be alarming for a child who is 12, 13 years old. So we want the children to be absolutely self-regulated in this aspect, wherein they can go online and not have any problems looking for resources. So I'm assuming people who are on the desktop or the laptop will be on this curriculum as I'm showing it right now. I will be showing it on the screen. I have made it onto 175% so you can see it. So this is how the curriculum looks like. It is developed, if you see right at the top, it is developed by Google, 𝗕𝗲 and the Net Safety Collaborative. But what is very important to see is if you have worked on technology, this has the seal of alignment from 𝗕𝗲. So 𝗕𝗲 is the International Society for Technology in Education, and it has given its seal of alignment to say that this is okay to go with. This is something which is totally aligned to the student standards that they set for technology integration. So that's a huge thing, and we are absolutely fortunate that we are executing this program, which is globally, aligned to what we should be doing in technology integrated classroom. So this is what it starts with. Yesterday we spoke about the 5 units it has, and I spoke to you in detail as to how these things will come up and how the flow of the program is. I am going through the entire booklet, 139 pages in this 1 hour that we have. But if you go through this program on your own, you will see that if you want to do, say, maybe an activity today or two tomorrow, you can just plan it, look at these, and there are photocopyable things, there are things that you can recreate, there are things that you can just do on the board, or you can just do discussions with the children. The text for that, the content for that is already set for you. And like I also said yesterday, that you will see that there are some scenarios which are given to you. You will see that these scenarios just give you an initiation in the classroom, and then they go on to children talking about their own experiences, and the scenarios totally are taken over by them. So don't get too worried about the scenarios being too westernized, because I have seen from experience, and Pramukda, Manu, we all have been working in the field because we passionately feel about cybersecurity, and we have seen, and each one of us has seen, that when we start working with the children, they very quickly turn on to their own examples and their own scenarios. So the scenarios and case studies are there for you to see, to initiate conversations, but please go ahead and have discussions with the children as per their own experiences. Don't shut that out, because children will carry their experiences into the classroom, and if you relate it to a certain principles or certain attributes that they should keep in mind when they are online, they will be able to relate to it better. So we have the table of contents, and as you can see, the units are coming up. It's share with care. We spoke about this yesterday, day before yesterday. Don't fall for fake is the second one. Then you have secure your secrets. That's the one with the passwords. It's cool to be kind. This is about empathy in the virtual space. And finally, it talks about how you can get the children to understand that it's okay to talk to an adult or a person who can help you with situations that you are facing in the virtual world. So these are things that you can read off here, and you see here it right at the beginning, it talks about how to implement this curriculum. So there are vocabulary activities, and we saw yesterday how Peer Deck can be a complete add-on for you to execute this in the classroom if you do have the internet and the hardware software facility. If you don't, you can just take these activities, make your own flashcards, and execute them the same way. Now, in this booklet, it tells you that this is for grade 6, for 2 to 6. But like I said, we have implemented it right from grade 1 up till grade 12. And you can use the same activities and let the children weave in their own experiences, and you see that you can use it in any class. The idea is the ethos of what the sense or the unit means should come through. So you see here, it tells you that any activity or any strategy or any lesson that they talk about will tell you whether it is for grade 2 to 6 or 3 to 4 or 4 to 6 or whatever the case might be. It will also tell you whether it is media literacy or it is SEL. A lot of you would have heard about SEL, the socio emotional learning, and this is something which is totally integrated in the lesson plans which are here. So we have understood what this entire process is. We showed you the units yesterday as well. So let's look at this booklet together as we go. So you see here, they will also show you how to do, take templates and do the word web or do the bingo. And for the word web and the bingo, they would also give you handouts. So these handouts are also in the booklet which is provided in this program. And when we send all the people who fill in the feedback form after this session is over, you all will get links with resources and links where these resources are kept. So just look at the screen right now and understand the program. You When you fill up the feedback form, you will get all these resources. So you see here the bingo is 5 by 5, so it is for 25 words, and here the bingo is for 9 words. So you can use these templates for playing bingo with the children. And the word web that we were talking about, the 2 activities for vocabulary, there's a template for that as well. This is a simple template. You can put this on to just like the Freya model. You have the central idea in the middle, what's the definition, what are the characteristics, what are the examples and the non-examples of this word that we are talking about. So you can use pick up this image and you can put it on a Jamboard, and you can share the Jamboard with children, and the children can write away in groups. So you can give printouts of this, and you can have the same activity if you're doing it in a physical classroom. If you're doing it virtually, then you can put it on the electronic, maybe a Google Classroom or somewhere where the children can go and they can finish up this activity. So it's a very good starter activity for the children to start engaging with what you have planned with them, and then you can take it from there. What this resource also has is, just in case you want to tell the parent community that you are preparing something in the school wherein you will get the children aware of what cybersecurity is, and it's a good thing to have the parents understand what this is. So in that case, what you can do is, there is a template here. There is whether you want to send it as a soft copy or a hard copy by mail or by giving printouts. The entire content and the ethos behind this program is given on this page. It's page number 9, and page number 9 has that letter. So if you are working with me right now, you can highlight this. You can put a bookmark here, so that you know that on page number 9 is a letter which should go to parents to say that we are a school which is aware, we are a school which is smart, we are a school which is going to make the children aware about these cybersecurity rules and regulations. I'm sure you are doing things before as well for cybersecurity and cyber safety, but this is a certified program. So by the end of this program, you and your students will get a certificate. So it's nice to let the parents know at the beginning of the program that you are doing this, and then you send the certificate home. Before we go any further, and since we are talking about the certificate, there are no certificates for just watching the webinars. There are two webinars. You've seen one. This is the second one. You watch the webinars and you have to finish the various steps, which I will be talking to you right at the end. You have to finish those steps before you get certified. So don't ask for attendance sheets or don't ask for certifications while this webinar is on or by the end of it. You have to conduct these trainings. You have to send us proof. Only then you will be certified along with your children. So this is the email or the letter which will go home. You can try that. And then you have FAQs. So a lot of the FAQs which you think that you have not understood and you want to ask, you can go on to this page, and a lot of the FAQs are answered here. So it talks about the Interland game. It talks about Google accounts. There are no Google accounts required. The children just go on to the Interland game. They finish the level. They put in the names, and automatically they're for the Interland games, not for the CBSE certification, but for the Interland game, the children can get certified by just playing the game, writing their name on the certificate, which comes at the end once the challenge is completed, and they can print that out. So all those questions which you have for this program are written here in the FAQ space. So that's about your questions. And I'm just going through that and going on to the first unit, which is share with care. Now, this is something that we spoke about day before yesterday, where we spoke about your digital footprint. So you see how this unit pans out. You can see that there is lesson 1, there is lesson 2. So it's telling you that it's for 2 to 6. It can be used for 2 to 6, but like I said, you can go and make it for higher classes as well. We have seen that in the Indian scenario, it works better and best for classes 6 to 8, and you can take it higher and do it with 9, 10, 11, 12 as well. In one of the schools that we worked with, and I'm sure this is right at the beginning I'm talking about, I'm sure other schools followed as well. We got the school to get students of 11th and 12th ready for this program, and they executed the program for the entire school. And like I said the other day as well, Silver 9 Prestige School in Ghaziabad and DPS Greater Faridabad are the two schools in India who are completely be internet awesome. So all the teachers have got certifications, and the students, every child in school from grade 1 to grade 12 has got a certified a certified trophy to say that they are be internet awesome. So here, like I said, it'll tell you the lesson overview, then it'll give you the themes, and these are the goals that we had discussed. So in the goals, you will see there are some overarching goals which are there for the entire program, and then there are goals for this particular unit. So how are you going to manage a positive reputation? How are you going to respect the privacy boundaries of others and your own, and understand, this is the main thing, the digital footprint. How are you going to understand the potential impact of a mismanaged digital footprint? So this is something which is very, very important for the children to understand, because children move on from 11 to 11, 12, they move on to university admissions. And in today's world, even for jobs, when you apply for jobs, there are people now, just like you used to have HR agency, now you have people who look at your digital presence before they give you jobs. So even for you and for the children, it's very important to understand that your digital footprint is very important in today's world. And if it is positive, and if it is something which is progressive and nice, there are more chances of people getting jobs. Now, it's not only about the jobs, right? It is also about having the persona that you actually are. And you have to get the children to understand, because children sometimes think that, they are not online, they will create an user and then get away and be off with it. But that is not how it works. You have to make them understand that there are IP addresses. You can find out from where you're writing. There are in every big police stations now, they also have a person who is looking at cybercrime. Every major police station now has an officer or a constable looking at cybercrime. So we have to get the children to understand that this is not a small thing. This is something in today's world. It carries a lot of importance, and it's very important for you to understand it. Only if you understand it will you be able to write it. So don't worry too much about the standards, because in India we do not follow these standards. So it is okay to ignore these. But the other things that you have, like you have the vocabulary, you have, so you can see for this unit, there are seven lesson plans, and in these seven lesson plans, these are the vocabulary words which are used. So you can make game, you can make a crossword, you can do the tic-tac-toe, or you can do the bingo, or whatever strategy you use for your normal vocabulary words, you can use the same here as well. Please don't leave these activities for the computer teachers or the tech teachers or the ICT teachers or the computer science teachers. These lessons that we are talking about is that every teacher needs to be a BIA expert, a Be Internet Awesome expert, because whether it is English, Hindi, science, social science, we are all getting the children to research. We are all telling them to go online and get some resources. So every teacher needs to understand this. So when if you are attending this program and you are just a subject teacher or just a science teacher or just a maths teacher, please understand that this is for you as well. So don't just bank on the ICT teacher in your school. So here you see the goals come up for this particular lesson. In the unit, the lesson also has goals. Let's talk is where you will get the children start with the discussion. So that comes up. Even what you're going to say to them, or what the conversation should lead to, even that is given for you. So if you just read it in maybe 5 minutes, you will be able to see what you need to do. Then there's an activity, follow-up activity for that discussion that you've had, and that also is very explicitly given for you. And like yesterday I had shown you, every lesson will have a takeaway. So once you have done this lesson, get the children to understand what are the kind of things that you should never post online, so have that discussion with them. So these are your takeaways. So if the children say that these are the takeaways for the lesson, you know that your goals are done. Children have understood what needed to be. And if you think that there is something missing here, you can add an activity or two and get the children to connect with this, associate with this. So I'm going to go now to the next page. You see, I'm going to scroll a little faster now because I have given you the flow. The student goals come up. Let's talk. There is an activity. Then here, see, there are scenarios. So these scenarios are also given to you. And like I said, you start the scenarios, they will add 10 more. So there are beautiful scenarios here which actually cover the aspects of the goals that you have set. So once you read them, you will realize that almost everything is covered in it. So what can you do? Your mom's tablet, somebody's taken that and ordered something online. So is that a nice thing to do? What are the things that you can do to avoid it? So all those things are discussed with them. And finally, there's a takeaway. Again, in this scenario, in some scenarios, the probable answers are written as well. So you can lead the conversation that way. So these are your scenarios. Then you have the third lesson where again the goals come up. There is a let's talk. So what is the discussion point that you need to have with the children? What is the activity that you need to do with them? And what's the takeaway? So as you can see here that there are handouts. And like I told you the other day, these handouts are absolutely free for photocopying and using in the classroom. So you can go ahead and do these, put them in your classes and get the children to work on these. So there's a t-shirt and then there are emojis the children can work on this. So if you have a colored printer, you can get that done, and a lot of motor skills, getting the children to cut and paste and create their own image is something which they find very amazing. So this frame it is something that we spoke about yesterday, where we what is TMI, too much information. How do we get things that which are in the small frame? Are you seeing what it actually takes outside the frame? So yesterday we saw this activity. So this is where I had taken it from, what's in the frame. So get the children to understand that what you see on screen is not always the right thing. See how perceptions change, how if you zoom out, what happens here. So, who is this person anyway? That's the title of the next lesson. And here what they've done is they have taken three characters, fictional characters, and they have given them names. So you get the children into groups, and you give them one character per child, and they will develop their own description about this person, right? After they've done that, they come up, they read the description of the person, and then whatever perceptions they have made, you show that description to them, and then let them match with it. So if you see here there is an activity, a worksheet which goes with that. So this is Christy, Tyler, and Connor. If you're making your own, we can put Indian names on here. So it says that you have to read the collection of person's online activity based on what you see. Write a short description of the person you think this person is. And once this is done, let the child write what they think this person is, and then you reveal what this person actually does or is, because that description is given in the book. So this is how you can get them to understand that what you do online, what you project online. A lot of us do things like this, right? We crop images where we are looking fat, or we're not looking as pretty. We put filters on. We make sure that there are certain aspects of our house which are not shown. So we very genuinely and very I mean, it is something that I'm disclosing here online, and I think this is something which relates to everybody. You can relate to the thing that I'm talking about, where there are these young girls who are using filters, and there are these apps where you can make yourself look slimmer, and all that things are there. And when you actually look at these people, they're not actually what you can see them on social media. So this is something we need the children to understand, that what they see online may not necessarily be the truth. So how do others see us online? So this is again about getting the children to understand how to share the information, what are the consequences of exposing the personal information that they have. So these are getting a point of view. Again, there's an activity and role play, there's a group discussion, there's a classroom discussion, and finally, once you've done these activities, there is a takeaway. So as you can see, the 6 lessons are over for this unit. There are a lot of activities for children to understand, to be mindful about what they're posting, because you need to build a positive image of yourself when you're online. Once all of this finishes, it takes you to the game, and these games are also hyperlinked onto the document. They're there on the website as well, which we showed you with the resources. And you can see here, this this opens up like this, and the first unit is over, and the children can go and they can play this game. Now when they are playing this game, I'm going to switch the music off so we don't get to hear that. So you see here, the game opens up, and it tells you the scenario. Okay, if the children can't read, or they have a problem, they can sit with an adult. But most of the things that you will see here are very intuitive. And what the children need to do is they need to understand what the scenario is, and they need to apply their understanding. So once they do these problem solving scenarios, you will see that uh, by the end of it, all the things, all the goals that you had set for the first unit, the child has been able to answer. So there is a secret password to your treehouse. Share this post with whatever. So I'm going to click on play, and the game starts. So you can see the internet is here. The password is put in, and then you get to play. So this is how the game gets on. And I have misfired. So what we need to do is we need to understand and play these. Let the children play these games, and then they once they finish this, by the end of it, like I said, I just went on to it. There was no username password required. I just went on to it and I started playing. So it's the same thing for the children as well. There are no accounts which are required for this. When I finish this challenge, it'll give me a certification, and I can put in my name, and you can then print that certification out. Now there's a difference between this certificate and the one we are giving. This one, of course, is for playing the game, and the one we are giving, which I showed you the other day and I will show you at the end as well, is the one which you will get from CBSE and Google. So that's the completion of the program. These are for the assessment games that are there set for the children. So if I go on to the curriculum again, I was switching off the game, and I think I've switched this off, and I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to go on to, so the blue one here is chapter 1, and you will see the chapters keep going. So that's 1. So you see they have color coded that as well. So the blue pages are at the left hand side, and on the top is chapter 1, and sorry, unit 1. And then once the unit 1 has 6 chapters, and the 7th chapter is the game which we played just now, which is called the interland game. The characters are called internauts, and this one is called the mindful mountain. So you do this, and there are some questions for you. If you want, you can have like a final discussion with their children, and all the goals that you spoke about right through the various lessons will get satiated here. So you will be able to say with confidence that yes, the children have understood what I wanted them to learn. And a very powerful, sort of an assessment is this internet game. So if you get the children to do this, you will know that they have understood level unit 1. So then I go on to the next unit. You will see that this is just the same. Please have a look. If you're working with me onto your document, please just scroll down and see that you have the lessons, you have the themes, you have the goals. Standards, we said we are going to miss. There is vocabulary. Look at the vocabulary here. Then we have a particular thing that we are dealing with for this particular lesson. So there's pop-ups, catfishing, and other scams. So you get the children to understand all of this. You get them to discuss. So this is your talking point. From talking point, you have the activity. Just like, see how the flow is. It's similar. It's similar to the first one. So the flow is there, the takeaway is there, then there will be some examples. See, here there is an email, and you have to guess if this is a real email and if it is a fake email. If it is fake, why do you think it is fake? If it is real, why do you think it is real? So what are the reasons that you think that this is a fake thing? So you get the children to do all of these activities. So these are here with emails and lots of examples. So if you think that your children are small and they will not understand the email, you can pick and choose. Okay, so you can get them to understand, okay, this is something which is flashing on your screen right now. You are a winner. Do you think this is real? And if it is not real, why do you think it is not real? Or if it is real, why do you think it is real? Now here it is telling you to just pay the shipping cost. The shoes are free. So you have to enter the credit card number for 3 free sneakers of your choice, and it's getting you to write your credit card number here. So is this real or is this fake? Now we as adults also fall for these kind of things sometimes, and I have heard of stories of how people have got scammed. they have clicked on links on their mobiles, and data has got lost, leaked out of it. So these are things that the children should be aware of as well. So who's this talking to me? There is a scenario there as well, wherein you get the children to understand who's that talking to me. Is you have the scenarios. There's a game that you're playing and it says, hey, you're good, we should get together, add me. So would you do that or would you not? So you can get children into 5 groups. Like, this has 5 scenarios, cut this along the strips, let the children discuss the scenarios and then give their justification. So these are the various activities that you can do. There are some bigger scenarios as well, so you can have a look at them. Then in the scenarios there are some explanations, so you can look at that, and you then get prepared for what to talk to the children about. So this is again, the chapters change, same flow that is being followed, and you can see that there are pros and cons, all whether you should. Here it asks about evaluating the credibility of a source. So how do we know if it is credible or not credible? So here there is a game for that, or an activity for that, and the children can play that, and along with this activity you can get them to understand what are the things that they need to keep in mind. Now, in the credibility thing, they also tell you what are the 3 steps that you should follow when you are looking at a source. How do you identify if it is a credible source or a non-credible source? So it gives you a few questions that you should be asking yourself. So of course this is for older children, maybe from class 3 4 onwards, when they actually go online and they start doing researches. So this is for them, so that's given as well. And here you can see that the activity, if you remember when we were small, or even now in newspapers, you have spot the difference. So here there is an activity which gets you to spot the difference, and having looked at these differences, it takes you to this very fine sort of a thing where you are looking at websites. So spot the difference, and then like I showed you yesterday on the Washington Post, you can probably see it more bigger and clearer now. Here you see washingtonpost.com, and it has a Q in the middle. So is it real or fake? So looking at finer details, when you get these links, you will see that the fake links most probably will have some sort of a URL which is absolutely, you look at it and you know that it's a wrong one. So get the children to look at all these, and they can work with you whether they are real or they are fake. So these are activities. If we were a search engine, there's a very interesting activity here as well for the older ones, where it talks about how you get the children to search. So you can put them, give them a topic and let them have a website, and they have to search for an image, video, or map. Now you will see, when you give a keyword to the children to search, all the results that they get will be different. So if I write just maybe guitar, it will be different. If I write electric guitar, it will be 100 different examples. But if I write blue guitar belonging to Ringo, then I will get something which is very, very specific. So how do you get the children to understand that when you ask a search engine, how do you ask, and what are the things that you need to keep in mind? So how do you practice the internet search? So all of that is given with the keywords. How are they important? So there's an activity that you can do, and with the activity you have the takeaway. And here are the practicing the internet research. So you are reading books about imaginary characters and mystery. So what is the research result which comes up? What do you need to write more, which will give you different results? So these are activities which are planned for the children, and you can see how all these activities are there. You can photocopy this from your teacher booklet, and you can get. So after this activity, you can see the interland game for this unit has come up. That's called the reality river. So that is the second unit, and the same unit will keep going. This is 3, and this is about passwords. And you can see how the same lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 keeps going, and there are activities which happen and which will help you go through this entire thing. So here we have the unit 3, and if I keep going down, you have got the general flow of how these activities are set, and you can see the green unit is unit 4, and that is started up. It has the same format, the lesson, the theme, the goals, and then you will have the vocabulary. After the vocabulary, you have the lessons. So in the lessons, you will have the talking points, you will have the activities, you will have the takeaways, and you will then have worksheets. So all these units follow the same flow, and it is just you picking up a unit a day and saying, okay, I'm going to talk about this, and these are the 2 activities that I need to do. Now, in every unit, there are lots and lots of activities, and it is up to you to choose which one you want to do according to. So there can be a lot of differentiation in these activities as well, because you are the best judge of what the children are like in your classroom, what will they learn, what will they be interested in, and also this will depend upon what kind of resources you have in your school. So if you have the internet and the hardware software resources available, you can plan maybe activities online. And if you think you don't have it, so like the internet games, maybe you don't have the internet connectivity for all the children in your school. So you can, just like you send links home for the children to watch and do, you can send these games home for them to do these games on their parents' phones. And parents will not object to this, because this is learning. This is about being safe online. So you can send these links home on a WhatsApp message, and the children can play on their parents' phones. So this is the entire, the entire curriculum, and it's all very explicitly and comprehensively done here in this booklet. And I'm going to go back to the website that we have created for you, and I'm going to go on to the FAQ page, where I want to show you the steps for certification once more. We had, in the feedback form, we had a few queries from people. They said that I should go slow. So I just want to point you towards the YouTube channel that we have. If you think that, because I have only 1 hour and I have to finish all these introductions and explanations to you, if you think that I have gone fast, I would request you to replay the video in the YouTube channel, Mahattattva's YouTube channel. You're already on that right now. So that's the one you can follow, and you can see all the webinars that we have done are there. And we also have a playlist that we have curated for you. The people who had sent in their applications right at the beginning, some 22 videos, those are the evidences that you can look at and see how you can execute this program in your school. So what you have to do for this certification is you have to watch the 2 webinars. You watched one before, and this is the second one that you're watching today. You have to look at all these resources. I showed you the curriculum booklet today at length, so have a look at that. And you need to prepare your resources for the student engagement. Now, I told you that the student engagement presentation will also be given to you. So I will request Manu that when she sends the emails today for after your feedback form has come, she will add the student presentation on that. So you don't even need to create that. So that is already there for you, and you just play it in your classroom for 2, 3, 4 days, or as much as it takes for you to finish the program. And then after you've done that, you have to take these 45 children in the classroom and execute this program. While you're doing this program, you can take some feedback from the parents, you can take a feedback from the students, you can take a feedback or a narration of how this program was executed in the school, you can do anything that you want, which gives us evidence that you have, transacted this program in your school. Once you've done that, we are giving you an option. You have to do 40 to 45 students. But if you think that you are a star teacher and you want to train more children, you can go ahead and do that. Just give us the list of these students which you have trained, and we will be issuing the certificates for you and for your students as well. Once you've done that, you have to create a little video. We said if you think that you do not have the expertise to create a video, you can put all these pictures on a PowerPoint presentation and send it to us, or you can take 10 to 12 photographs and upload them onto the drive where the space is provided to you, and I'll show you where that is in a minute. And after you've done that, you put in the names of the children and you submit it, and your certification is done. These are the certificates. This is for you from CBSE and Google, and this is for the students from CBSE and Google. So you will be able to give these out to your children on completion of the program. So I will show you. So if I go on to assessments, there are some assessments we have made according to the units. You can use these, make copies of this, or you can photocopy, print if you don't have the internet, or send it on to the parents' WhatsApp for the children to do. So there are some Google Forms that we have created for you. You can use any form of assessment. Your assessment can be talking to them, discussions with them. Your assessment could be the interland games. Your assessment could be these Google Forms. It's absolutely open-ended for you, the way you think that you will be able to report that your children have understood what they need to do when they are online. So once you have done that, you have to fill up this the form here, which says the student training completion form. This is the form which will get you your certificate. So if you look at this, it says your name, your full name, your email ID, your full name, your name of the school, your city, your COE. Which COE do you belong to? And if you are in Dubai or Muscat, like we have a lot of participants who have joined in from there, so you have to write other. You have to write your contact number and personal ID. We will not be giving out these to anyone outside Mahattattva. These are absolutely confidential. But if there are some problems, if we need to connect with you, as you know, there is some child whose second name is not written, or there is some problem with your name or your application, we need to get back to you to say, okay, we need to understand this, and so we will be calling you or writing to you. That's the reason we put there. This is the place where you add or upload your video, your PPT, or whatever that you have created, images that you have created. You have to upload them for your 40 students. And this is where you will upload the student list. We have also given you a template. So in this template, you will be able to make a copy. So you make a copy of this. And here you see, you write the facilitator's name, the school, the COE, write the student name and the class. Very important for you to understand that the complete names need to be given for the certification to happen. Write the names exactly as you would like them to appear on the certificate. So you have to fill that up. And once you have filled that up, you have to upload it here. So the other thing that I wanted to show you, and I showed you the other day as well, is your social media. So you have to provide us with a social media post, a photograph, wherein we will be, if I go on to Facebook, you will be able to see that we are making these posts wherein we are going on to the social media in a big way, celebrating your accomplishment. So if I go down, you will be able to see that all these people who are, completing the courses of Be Internet Awesome, their names get done here. So we are celebrating your achievements, and all the names will come up here. So they have been coming up here since June, and your email ID and your name, your email ID, your credentials are required in this form, along with the photograph which is required for the social media. So please make sure you've done that. And we also, so this is something that when you put things online, please make sure that your students' parents and guardians know that you are using the video and the pictures that you've sent to us, and you have taken the no objection certificate from them, right? So we will not be using this for anything else, for no publicity or our social media. We are not putting anything online, but we want you to make sure that you have the required permissions from the students. It will just make everybody's life easy. So this is the form that you need to fill up. So if I'm going on to the website now, there are the resources which are available here for you to execute this program. All the units are here along with the resources. The assessment has the student assessment and the form that you need to complete after your training is done. After you have completed the training with the children, that's what needs to go here. The help desk right at the end has the narration of how you have to get certified, and right at the bottom it has the details as to if you need help, what are the things, various channels, how you can get in touch with us. So that is the program, and that is what you need to do to be able to execute this program. Very simple, very, very effective, and it is something that is the need of the hour. Every child, every teacher needs to be acquainted with this program, and I think Google and CBSE are doing a real service when they said, okay, let's get our children, teachers and the children certified on this program. We thank you for your support, because all of this, I can be on the screen forever and talk about it. Unless and until you take it to the students, it will not be successful. So we are ever so grateful to all the teachers who have already done this course with the children, and they are still continuing to do it. I know of so many teachers who started this program with us in July, in August, and we are still getting emails from them that, ma'am, we have got our certificate, we've got the children certified, but we are still doing it. So that is something which is very encouraging for us as well, to know that this is a program which the teachers want to carry on with. So thank you so much once again for joining in, and I look forward to your submissions and your reactions to this program via our helplines, which are open for you, and my team is there to support you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and let's see some real certifications happening in schools, not only for yourself, but loads and loads of children as well. Bye bye. Have a lovely evening.